You have a little island of wilderness surrounded by an ocean of humanity. My name is Michael and I am the program head of the DNPW I4 Liwonde Conservation Program, the government authority in charge of protected areas in Malawi. The challenges we face with the illegal exploitation of our wildlife resources and our natural resources for commercial gain. It's as simple as that. There has to be a place in our world for wildlife. It's not some fantasy tale. A natural area like Liwonde produces oxygen, it purifies water, and it contributes to major ecological processes. Human beings need this.
The national park is for the people, and every citizen of Malawi owns the national park.
Liwonde National Park is situated in some of the most populated districts in Malawi. Malawi is one of the most densely populated countries in Africa. It's facing constant pressure for the exploitation of its resources. If unchecked, it would be a simple free-for-all beyond the point of recovery.
These fish traps, they've been using by the local people for many years.
It focuses its attention on a certain size of fish.
They're made of bamboos.
Also, the catchment is fairly small. Its impact on the system is very limited. A lot of the commercial poachers in Liwonde have used mosquito netting from anti-malarial donations, and they make huge 100-meter nets. The mosquito netting kills everything. In the last 10 months, we have confiscated and burnt over 90 nets, almost 100 nets, longer than 100 meters each.
Whatever we think is dangerous to the animal, then we pick it up, do as much as we can to help the animals to be in a happy life.
A poacher who takes out a boatload of fish, probably earning himself about $200. That's 6 months minimum wage. One of your problems is your snare poaching. It's overwhelming here. In the last 12 months alone, we've picked up 5,500 snares. Now, a snare is very much like a landmine. It's cheap to make, it's easy to set up. The problem is it can go off at any time. It's put on an animal path, and normally thorn bushes are pushed to either side of it to force the animal to walk through. It's a slow and painful death that can sometimes take 2 or 3 days. Its distress calls will bring in other animals such as hyena, jackal, lion, leopard. They're not the targets, but they are collateral damage. A poacher will not set a single snare, so he might have 40, 60, 120 snares. When coming to service them, he might have 16 animals killed in them. 16 animals have died a horrible, lingering death. He can only take out 1 or 2. It really is a scourge. One of the baby elephants in this group has a snare around its leg. Now, this snare has the potential to kill that elephant. At the moment, it's slowing it down, and in fact slowing the whole movement of the herd down. They all have family ties. You see the baby elephant surrounded and supported by an aunt, a sister, and a mother. An injured child creates a similar sense of trauma and stress as in our society. We are going to have to intervene, drug the animal, remove the snare, and give treatment, or this animal will die. So it's this type of injury and the stress that it causes, that is what we're trying to stop here. I ripped the whole quadricep muscle from the knee joint when tackling a poacher 3 months ago. Due to corruption, that poacher was let off in court. This is the injury that will stay with me for the rest of my life. When that type of corruption is coupled with this overwhelming, constant day-to-day pressure, then you go through periods where you really are feeling that you... But this project, other I4 projects I've run, have made a marked and defining difference. I4 has a very important implementing role in everything we do. We don't just donate a boat. We give specialized training how to maintain, manage, how to pilot the boat. And this results in the equipment that we donate becoming especially valuable. The Macheru Nursery School, an adult literacy training center, it's a very cost-effective program. Bringing a wildlife and a conservation theme to nursery school children really is implanting that conservation seed.
Our aim is to make these responsible citizens one day when they grow up and be fathers and mothers and the future leaders of this area.
By keeping the little toddlers occupied, teaching them basic skills, we increase the likelihood that they will do well at school. We want to show some real benefit to the community of having a national park and to provide them with sources of income other than poaching.
They bring the message to the community, and the national park is being taken care of in the next generations to come.
The simple, inescapable reality is that the conservation of the environment and the protection of wildlife has to be seen as a social responsibility. If I4 comes into a protected area that has low levels of enforcement capacity, and we transform that, then we've changed the single most vital dynamic of that protected area. What makes me hopeful is there are many good and determined people out there that are not going to give up.
We really love the wildlife.
When I see a ranger working through the night, or a generous donor willing to give something from him or herself to this cause, then I become hopeful. Yes, I'm in the fight. Yes, I'm getting the crap kicked out of me, but the other guy is also suffering. And with all this punishment going around, somebody's going to have to give up, but it's not going to be me.